Plein air painting is a really fun way to get your creative juices going while getting to hang out outside. But whoa, what do you do with all that gear? One thing I learned in my first few outings was the importance of the careful selection of your stuff for weight, durability, usefulness, and also the careful packing of it into whatever you're going to carry it in to make it all fit. So I thought you might like to see how I pack up my main bag for a plein air outing. Since my husband and I enjoy hiking into our painting areas sometimes, I chose a sturdy backpack made specifically for plein air painting by Sienna. It's got gear that goes with it, and I start by putting my Pochade Box into the back side of my bag, like so, and get that seated in there. Make sure everything is nice and tight. Then this particular system has this center case that really nicely fits my wet panel carrier, also by Sienna. Now, you're gonna have different kinds of gear, and I'm guessing that there are lots of systems that work really well. I really happen to like this one. I have a pocket on the outside of this bag that is just perfect for putting my thinner bucket in. We got this little thinner can that, if I can get it out of here, it closes up airtight so it doesn't spill. And I have a little hook that goes on the side of my easel so that I can hang it from the side. I zip that up and it goes right in there. I find that the zipper bag is a nice touch because if you do have leaks, it doesn't get everywhere. And so that goes in there. Also on the outside of this bag, I've got some nice pockets here that I like to use to place things that I want to be able to reach quickly. Things like my snacks, I go in a front pocket. I've got nitrile gloves, important to keep all those solvents, oil paints off your hands. Also in that great Ziploc bag. If you're an artist with business cards, because you want to be selling your art, they are essential, don't forget those. I like to have them on the front, also where I can find them really easily. You're definitely going to need some way to contain your paints to put them inside your bag. I happen to have found these great nylon bags at my local hardware store, and they work great for me. I've got all my little paint tubes just in there. They'll zip up. They're divided into 2 bags, which makes them fit easier in my big main bag since rather than just one big container. Then I've got room still right in front of my wet carrier that both of these bags can go down in there. And now I've got most of my big items in the bag. Now that I've got those big essential items in, it's time to start sticking in the small stuff. This is easier to put in because you can kind of stick it wherever it's going to fit. So things like tape. Tape is an essential item. Do not forget the tape. You don't know where you're going to use it, but trust me, you will. Same goes for a multi-tool. You will use this guy. Make sure you have one. If your multi-tool does not have scissors on it, you might want a little pair of scissors. I have a paint scraper because I use it to scrape the oil paint off of my palette sometimes. A little container with some tiny bars of soap to get that paint off your hands. Don't forget your sketchbook. You'll need that for drawing your thumbnails, getting ready to paint, and a ballpoint pen, which I like better than a pencil because it's not going to break on me. Goes in there. Baby wipes. And then, let's see, you can never have too many of these grocery sacks and extra Ziploc bags to contain messes. And last but not least, on the inside of the bag, paper towels. If you save your rolls, you can just kind of squish them and shove them in there. You can also take them off the roll, fold them up, stick them in a Ziploc bag, whatever works best for you. And that is everything that's on the inside of my bag. Okay, I've got everything on the inside of my bag. Now just a few last items on the outside and I will be set. I've got a water bottle. You want to stay hydrated, and I've got a spot for that on the outside. Then my system has a special feature where my tripod from Sienna will fit right there on the outside of the bag, and then there's just a few straps. There's another one up here. I'm not going to do that right now, but just to hold that in place for you. My paintbrushes live in this paintbrush holder. And you're gonna have something different probably. Yours might be smaller than mine, can fit inside the bag. Mine is obviously large, it's gonna go on the outside. and I use a carabiner to attach it. Carabiners are another one of those little items, like maybe like some zip ties, carabiners, throw them in your bag, because you never know what you're gonna find a use for. Take the time to inspect, clean, and reset your bag as the wrap up to every trip. That way, you will always be ready for your next plein air adventure.